welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I think I need to take a deep breath because this is going to be a very sensitive thing that I want to talk about. So as you guys know, in my last video I started a series talking about mental health issues. I told you guys it's going to be a very long series because mental health is not something that we can just talk about in one video, and I felt like it won't make sense if I just gave you guys all the teas or tips and motivations and all that without sharing my own story and my journey through mental health. Disclaimer: this is not going to be a full-length video about all the things I've been through during my time with mental health, and also I'm going to be withholding names because it's deep. So I'm not going to be mentioning people's names, and that's just for privacy reasons. Okay, so I'm 26, turning 27 in March, and I've spent literally almost all my life dealing with mental health issues. And as young as 3 years old, I already developed mental health issues. I already knew that I wasn't okay. And my first mental health issue would be abandonment issues, basically. God, this is okay. So as little as 3 months old, my parents got divorced or separated, if I would say. And it's fair to say I never really got to know my dad, or I just never got to know my dad. My mom had to live with me, and I stayed with my mom for 3 years. That was the first 3 years of my life, and eventually my mom found someone else and she got married, and that was the beginning of my mental health issues. So basically what happened was, when I was 3, my mom remarried, and she thought the best thing for me was to go and stay with my grandparents, which I can understand. You're a newly wedded person and you just want to enjoy your marriage and your new home, and you just don't want any distraction. At the time, that was our understanding, but for me, on the other hand, it was abandonment for me. I started feeling abandoned, and it took a while for me to know that I had abandonment issues. By the way, it took a while for me to know that I had bear issues, basically. So I looking back now, when I was younger, like when I was in primary school, nursery school, I would have issues making friends, basically, because I had this mentality that people can't stay in my life forever and people always leave. That was my mentality. So I never wanted to make friends, and I wouldn't want to keep friends. Till now, by the way, I still have that issue. But yeah, I had issues making friends. I would literally fight people when they tried to talk to me in school, and I just enjoyed being by myself and stuff. So that was the beginning of it. And then over the years, a lot of things also happened. Let's just say, I can't really go into details about them, but I went through emotional, physical and sexual abuse, and it was a crazy time and period of my life. I got mentally abused, emotionally abused, physically abused, sexually abused by people that I thought I could trust, and it was crazy. And on top of that, I didn't have a good relationship with my mom, because when I was living with my grandparents, my mom would only visit like maybe once every year, if I have a very good memory of that. She would only visit once every year. And when I turned 10, by the way, I started living with my mom and her family. And at this time, I already had like, I think 4 or 3 siblings, younger siblings, by the way. And I have steps as well. That's like a story, another story for another day. And during this period, I was getting abused by people, and I didn't have a relationship with my mom, because when I started living with her, I was already 10 or 11 thereabout, and it was just hard connecting with her. Every time we would always have issues and we would always clash. She never understood where I was coming from. I think when I started living with her, I expected a warm welcome. I expected to be spoiled, or being the fact that you had not been in my life for a very long time, and this is your chance to make up for it. But it didn't turn out that way. It was always one issue or the other, and it was crazy. So every time things happened to me, I wasn't able to talk to my mom about it. I wasn't able to talk to anybody at all about it, because I didn't have friends, I didn't have close family members. It was just all me. So most times I was just cry and just go to bed, and you know. So through my secondary school days, I had other issues where I realized that I don't know if I should call it insecure, or but let's just say mostly I wore my emotions on my sleeves, and I just couldn't trust anybody. I always felt like when you claim you liked me, you were just lying to me, and behind my back you were always like talking about me. I just always had that feeling that people were talking about me. So I had few friends, but the truth was I did not trust them. I always felt like they hated me. I always felt like they weren't real. It was crazy. And on top of that, I had issues going on at home. So in school, I was the fun type, to be honest. I was like top 5 of the most popular people in my set, but nobody really knew what was going on at home. Fast forward, the first time I realized I was depressed was when I was 18. My first ever suicide attempt was when I was 14 years old. I had a fight with someone in the family, and they said something really bad to me, and nobody took my side, and I thought like, you know what, nobody loves me, nobody cares. And it was a roller coaster of emotions at the time. Yeah, that was my first ever suicide attempt. Then when I was 18, I moved to Canada for school. And you know, at this time I felt like, oh, I'm finally out of this world where like everybody hates me. Now it's a new beginning, I'm starting all over again. But guys, no, my mental health issues was about to start with me. The first few months in Canada was pretty good. I made a few friends. It was nice making friends, but it got to a point that unconsciously I started realizing that I was detaching myself from people that cared about me. So it's like once I realized that you care about me, I just like automatically detach myself. Basically, I think it's just something that just automatically rings in my head, and it's like they don't genuinely care about you, they're just lying, they're just pretending. So I just like detach myself from people. It got so bad that I had to leave the house I was living in, that I had my friends with me there, to a different location without telling anybody where I was living. I really started living alone, and it got worse, and I basically stopped having a life. It was just me from school to work, and that was it. I stopped socializing. For someone who was an extrovert, I stopped socializing, I stopped talking to people. So I started noticing I started sleeping less, and it got so bad that I started thinking about all the things that I had passed through the emotional and sexual abuse and physical abuse, I started having PTSD. So I was always scared to sleep. So most times I wouldn't sleep. Sometimes I could go 2 days without sleeping. And then it got to a point where I unconsciously started starving myself. I just stopped getting hungry, and then I wouldn't eat. I would literally go 4 days without eating. And this was me then compared to now. I would literally go 4 days without eating, no water. I'll starve myself. I literally have food, but I wouldn't eat. I would always cry and always in pain. I just couldn't feel normal, and most times I was just praying to God, please just take my life. Most times if I end up sleeping and then I wake up, the first thing that comes to my mind is, why am I here? Why am I still here? Why am I not dead yet? It was crazy. And that was when I started going online and started researching, why am I feeling this way? This is weird. I mean, I've always known that I wasn't okay, but like now it's bad. Then I realized I had depression, some other mental health issues. And my second to suicide attempt was when one time I had this crazy episode, and I thought of jumping in front of a bus. That was the second time, and with the help of an old friend, it stopped me from doing that. Then my third episode with suicide was one time I was going through it. Life wasn't, literally became lazy. I useless basically, and most times I wouldn't go to work, and then I started becoming financially broke and all that, and I couldn't afford my rent, and I was just like, so I don't want to do anything. This morning I just woke up and was like, I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want to die. And I already had my knife. I was literally going to stab myself. And by the way, every time I try to commit suicide, now that I'm a Christian and believe in the Holy Spirit, now I realize that the Holy Spirit was always one stopping me. Because then by the time I'm like, oh, I want to do it, I'll just start crying and then just beg God, like, can you just give me a sign that things are going to get better, and then I'll stop. This all went on for years, at least up until 2022. In 2022, I had 2 suicide attempts. The first one, a friend of mine knew about it, and he was the one that actually stopped me from being stupid. And the second time, nobody really knew about it. What something mental health will do to you is make you feel unworthy, make you feel like you don't deserve to live, make you feel like you're nothing. It will make you lazy. You will start procrastinating. You won't want to hang out with friends or family. You will just always be angry. And I wasn't living my life at all. The life I was supposed to live, I wasn't living it. I just felt useless. I make rational decisions that takes people days or weeks to think about. I literally just be like, yeah, that's it, I'm just gonna do it. Just because I feel like, I mean, my life is worthless anyway, I'm useless anyway, so what's the point? Let me just make all the bad decisions I can make right now and just like move on with life, and wherever it takes me, that's it. Guys, it's been crazy. I wish I could like give you guys more details, but if I have to, I would have to like make a different video. But I thought I would share with you guys a summary of my journey through mental health. What I want to say ending this video is, if you are going through mental health issues, let God into your life. I'm not saying that you don't have God, or maybe your faith isn't strong enough. Your faith isn't strong enough to trust that God is going to save you, to lean on God or depend on God, that God is going to bring you out of it and things are going to be better. It gets better eventually. I mean, look at me now compared to that picture that I showed you guys. I'm literally now putting more effort into doing things and being intentional about my life. So I just want to say that let God in fully. Just trust God. God did not create you to go through all these battles for no reason. Now, I don't even have any regrets anymore, because I believe that God only allowed all those things to happen to me, or let me go through all that, so I can be out here to help other people going through the same things. Note to parents, because I'm not gonna lie to you people, the beginning of my mental health issues were my parents. They didn't do right by me. That's why I believe at my early stage of life, they didn't do right by me. I just want to say that it's okay to be separated from your partner. It's okay to be divorced, but I believe that once a child is involved or children are involved, I think before you make decisions, you should consider your child first, their well-being, their mental well-being. Are they going to be safe where you are taking them to stay? Are they going to be fine without you? You need to consider all of that before you make any decision in life. This is not me to say that I'm not happy that my mom remarried, but I just believe that things could have been better in a way or so, because now look at me, I'm scarred forever. I have all those memories. I can get over them, but I can never forget things that was done to me, physically, sexually abusing me left and right. Now they are all funny to me because I'm tired of crying about them. I'm tired of, just thinking about them, because now it's old story, it's my past, and I'm at that point in my life where I'm not gonna let my past be the reason why I'm unable to live my life anymore. So in my next video, I'm going to be giving you guys tips and on how I've been able to manage my mental health and how I got to where I am. I mean, I'm not where I need to be yet fully, but I'm making progress, as you can see, and I'm so glad about that, and I thank God for God. And I'm gonna share this Bible verse with you guys, and because that's what has helped me so far, which is Jeremiah 29:11. Anybody that knows me knows that that's my favorite Bible verse, and it says that, for I know the plans I have for you are not to destroy you but to prosper you. That is God's promise for us, and this is one of thousands of God's promises to us. And that Bible verse has helped me through life. It has helped me through my journey through mental health. I hope you are able to understand the depth of God's love for you and how important you are. Always remember these three things: you're important, you're chosen, and you're special. There are 7 billion people in the world or more, but let me tell you, there is no other person that is exactly like you. So why should you even feel like you are not all that or you're not special? So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if it's supposed to be enjoyable. For me, this is the first time I'm sharing this with the world, and guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, and if you have a story, please don't hesitate to share with me so I can share with the audience later on in this episode. We have come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also drop a comment. Have a good one, guys. Bye, guys.